my name is Hue, and today I'm gonna read to you these books. Don't worry, they're not gonna too long. One is A Tale of Two Bad Mice. One is the story of Miss Moppet. So let's read this book, the story of Miss Moppet first. And I'm sure that is really short. The story of Miss Moppet. This is a pussy called Miss Moppet. She thinks she has heard a mouse. This is the mouse peeping out behind the cupboard and made fun of Miss Moppet. He is not afraid of kittens. This is Miss Moppet jumping just too late. She missing the mouse and hits her own head. She thinks it a very hard cupboard. The mouse watches Miss Moppet from the top of a cupboard. Miss Moppet ties up her dead head in a duster and sits before the fire. The mouse thinks she looking very ill. He comes sliding down the bell pull. Miss Moppet looked worse and worse. The mouse come a little nearer. Miss Moppet holds her poor head in her paws and look at him through a hole in the duster. The mouse come very close. And then, all of a sudden, Miss Moppet jumps upon the mouse. And because the mouse has teased Miss Moppet thinks she would tease the mouse, which is not at all nice of Miss Moppet. She ties him in the duster and tosses him it about like a ball. But she forgot about that hole in the duster, and when she untied it, there was no mouse. And he was wiggled out and run away. He is dancing a jig on the top of a cupboard. The end. That short, isn't it? So we have been review our first book. Let's come on to the second book. This one is thicker. The Tale of Two Bad Mice. Once upon a time, there was a very beautiful dollhouse, which is red brick with white windows. And it has real muslin curtains and a front door and a chimney. It belonged to two dolls called Lucinda and Jane. At least it belonged to Lucinda, but she never ordered meals. Jane was the cook, but she never did any cooking because the dinner had been bought ready-made in a box full of shavings. There was two red lobsters and a ham and fish and pudding and some pears and oranges. They could not come off the plates, but they were extremely beautiful. Yeah, because they're toys. One morning, Lucinda and Jane had gone out for a drive in a doll perambulator. There was no one in the nursery, and it was very quiet. Presently, there was a little scratching noise in a corner near the fireplace, where there has a hole under the skirting board. Tom Thumb put his head out of the moment and popped it in again. Tom Thumb was a mouse. A minute afterwards, Hunka Munka, his wife, put her head out too, and when she saw that no one in the nursery, she ventured out on an oilcloth under the coal box. The dollhouse stood at the other side of the fireplace. Tom Thumb and Hunka Munka went cautiously across the hearthrug. They pushed the front door. It was not fast. Tom Thumb and Hunka Munka went upstairs and peeped into the dining room, and they squeaked with joy. Such a lovely dinner it was laid out upon the table. There were tin spoons and kneaded knives and forks and 2 dolly chairs, all so convenient. Tom Thumb set to work at once to carve a ham. It was beautiful, shiny yellow, streaked with red. The knife crumbled up and hurt him. He put his finger in his mouth. "It's not boiled enough. It is hard. You have a try, Hunka Munka." Hunka Munka stood up in her chair and chopped at the ham with another lead knife. "It is hard as the hams of the cheesemongers," says Hunka Munka. The ham broke off a plate with a jerk and rolled under the table. "Leave it alone," said Tom Thumb. "Give me some fish, Hunka Munka." Hunka Munka tried every tin spoon in turn. The fish was glued to the dish. When Tom Thumb lost his temper, he put the ham in the middle of the floor and hit it with the tongs and with shovel. Bang, bang, smash, smash! The ham flew on to pieces, for underneath the shiny paint it was made of nothing but plaster. There was no end to the rage and disappointment of Tom Thumb and Hunka Munka. They broke up the pudding, the lobsters, and pears and the oranges. As the fish would not come out of a plate, they put it in the red-hot crinkly paper fire in the kitchen, but it would not burn either, because it's fake. Tom Thumb went up the kitchen chimney and looked out at the top. There was no snoot. While Tom Thumb was at the chimney, Hunka Munka had another disappointment. She found some tiny canisters upon the dresser, labeled rice, coffee, sago, but when she turned them upside down, there was nothing inside except red and blue beads. Then those mice set to work to do all the mischief they could, especially Tom Thumb. He took Jane's clothes out of a chest of drawers in her bedroom, and he threw them out of the top floor window. But Hunka Munka had a frugal mind. After pulling half of the feathers out of Lucinda's bolster, she remembered that she herself was in want of a feather bed. With Tom Thumb's assistance, she carried the bolsters downstairs and across the hearthrug. It was difficult to squeeze the bolster into the mouse hole, but they managed it somehow. Then Hunka Munka went back and fetched a chair, a bookcase, a bird cage, and several small odds And then the bookcase and the birdcage refused to go to the mouse hole. Hunca Munca left them behind a coal box and went to fetch a cradle. Hunca Munca was just returning with another chair when suddenly there was a noise outside upon landing. The mice rushed back to their hole, and the dolls came in the nursery. What a sight met the eyes of Jane and Lucinda! Lucinda sat upon the upset kitchen stove and stared, and Jane leaned against the kitchen dresser and smiled, but neither of them made any remark. Oh. The bookcase and the birdcage were refused from under the coal box, but Hunca Munca has got the cradle and some of Lucinda's clothes. She also has some refused pots and pans and several other things. The girl that the dollhouse belonged to said, "I will get a doll dressed like a policeman." But the nurse said, "I set a mouse trap." So that is the story of two bad mice. But there was not so very naughty after all, because Tom Thumb paid for everything he broke. He found crooked sixpence under the hearthrug, and upon Christmas Eve he and Hunca Munca stuffed it into one of the stockings of Lucinda and Jane. And every morning, before anybody's awake, Hunca Munca comes with her dustpan and her broom to sweep the dolly's house. And the end. So, we have reviewed all these books. It's time to be the end. Goodbye, everyone. This time I think a special one is not removing a camera. It is. Go out of my seats and then off the camera. Goodbye, everyone. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye.